This is Andre Banks coming to you today from Banks Credit Chat discussing the 609 credit repair loophole. Now, many people have been utilizing this. It's gotten a lot of buzz lately, like this is something new. And the 609 credit repair loophole, for those who are not familiar with it, it's something from the Fair Credit Reporting Act, which allows you to write a letter disputing inaccurate information on your credit report. Key here is inaccurate information, legitimate inaccurate information. And the reason why it's getting a lot of buzz is because a lot of credit repair agencies and some YouTubers were really popular saying you can use the 609 credit repair loophole to actually eliminate legitimate debt and wipe that off your credit report, and somehow you're going to magically go from 400 score to 700 by just doing this particular act. Essentially, with the 609 credit repair loophole act, you're writing a letter. So say you had a previous address, and that's just how they've been utilizing. It's really, in my opinion, a little shady. You had a previous address, and you're living in the new address. So you're writing a credit report. Hey, this address is incorrect. Take that off. So they remove the address from the credit report. And then they write another letter saying any debt associated with that particular previous address or something like that has to be eliminated because I don't longer live over there. And this is how they've been utilizing inaccurately and shady, in my opinion, that any debts that's attached to that should be removed as well. Therefore, if I'm having negative marks based on these old addresses, I'm then able to have those marks removed, and then voila, my credit report it looks much more attractive, and my credit score essentially goes up. The problem with this is that if any legitimate debt that's attached to the address will reflect again, and if you get the best outcome, and even in the case of this, if you get even the best outcome where it's removed and for the short time, it will come back again, because if it's legitimate debt attached to that address, and they have more means of, people forget that usually when you're taking out any kind of debt instrument or credit, you utilize the social security number, which then will be attached to you as well. So many people are forgetting that when they're even utilizing 609 credit repair, because they're hearing that, well, if I write these letters or I get a credit repair agency to do these letters for me, utilizing and saying that these addresses are incorrect, and I'm no longer living there, or I haven't lived there before, I'm disputing those addresses, and then any debt associated with that, writing other letters that's associated with that, they have to remove that. They're forgetting that any legitimate debt is attached to your social security number and will come back to, for the lack of a better term, haunt you. So it's really a waste of time. It's been utilized incorrectly, and I just had to talk about it because everybody's been having this conversation with me about the 609 credit repair. Have you ever heard it before? Since you've been in a credit counselor, I said, yeah, I've heard it before, but it's usually used for legitimate debts or legitimate inaccuracies. And you're not going to go from 400 to 800 by just functioning on a scheme, for so saying, removing any old addresses from your credit report and then writing other letters suggesting that any debts attached to those old addresses will then should be eliminated and remove any negative remarks from your credit report. Again, the 609 credit repair works well, and you have the right to do something if you have inaccuracies and they are correct, but they have to be proven. Again, another key word is proven. Proven to be inaccurate, proven to be legitimate inaccuracies. If you have debt that's legitimate, is attached to addresses and how that's the people utilize it, or anything that's legitimate, collection accounts and stuff like that from other creditors, the best thing to do is really find out who actually has the debt, find out with it, and try to make out payment arrangements for that past debt. Inaccuracies, the 609 credit repair works well for. Legitimate inaccuracies, please don't waste your time writing letters for trying to function on the old addresses, removing those addresses, then writing disputing letters. Any debt attached to those old addresses should be removed. Now, if they happen to be inaccurate or illegitimate, then that's something else. But for most part, people have been utilizing the 609 credit repair rule for trying to dispute actually legitimate debts that's owed, and they forget that it's attached to your Social Security. And even if you get the best outcome where they remove it temporarily, it will come back again, and it can come back again to bite you at a time when you're looking to do something more substantial, obtaining credit, maybe a house or some other some other large purchase or some other large amount of debt. You can find that out. And I've seen people who try to utilize this particular rule inaccurately, and they get it wiped off. And then when they get ready to do something to increase their credit line and stuff like that, they find out why it shows back up on their credit report again. So 609 credit repair rule can be utilized effectively if it's inaccurate, and you can do this on your own, writing the letter yourself. And then lately, let's go to annualcreditreport.com, start there, find out what's actually on your credit report. I've done a video before in the past stressing that annualcreditreport.com allows you to pull your credit report at least 3 times from all 3 credit repair agencies without having impact on your credit report. You get the legitimate credit report, so you can see all the different areas there and which areas you need to improve at. Start there and see if there are inaccuracies. But please don't utilize the 609 credit repair rule. You'll waste a lot of time, and if it's found to be legitimate, it will just come back to haunt you. So if this video has been of any value, please subscribe, leave some comments. Until my next videos for Banks Credit Chat, I'm out.